is a very serious disease, and it isn't just one disease. Some cancers are curable while others are not. I think COVID-19 is the newest serious disease, while cancer is one of the oldest. This makes cancer such an interesting disease to read about and study. Our cells are like highly efficient complex machines made of hundreds of millions of parts and with lots of functions, such as creating and dismantling structures, sustaining a metabolism to generate energy, or make almost perfect copies of themselves. These complicated chemical reactions are achieved through thousands of biochemical networks operating simultaneously. Most of these reactions are extremely hard to understand, and yet they work perfectly. Most of the time. Tiny mistakes in the cells called mutations add up until this lovely machine gets corrupted. To prevent this from getting out of hand, our cells have kill switches to kill the corrupted cell. But these kill switches are not 100% efficient. They do fail occasionally, and a cell can turn into a cancer cell, making an innocent cell so deadly. Thankfully, most of these cancer cells are slayed by our body's defense system, the immune system, very quickly. If our immune system fails to remove the cancer cells, they multiply at a very fast pace and spread to nearby regions, then to distant parts of the body, using complex ways without being seen by the immune system by a process called metastasis. A cancer cell can do all these complex things due to accumulation of mutations in certain genes called proto-oncogenes within the same cell. With the right mutation, a cell will lose its ability to kill itself. Another mutation allows the cell to hide from the immune system, and yet another mutation will send out calls for resources. This makes cancer a very serious disease, and some types of cancer are so hard to cure. Different types of cancers are treated differently. Some are treated by surgery and/or chemotherapy or radiation, while others are treated with hormone therapy or immunotherapy or targeted treatments. But these treatments are far from 100% effective 100% of the time. However, scientists have made great progress in curing cancer in the last 50 years. As scientists started to learn more about how cancer affects different organisms, scientists also discovered a biological paradox that remains unsolved to this day: how large animals seem to be immune to cancer. All animals deal with the same problem of cancer. In general, the cells of different animals are the same size. For example, the cells of a mouse are not smaller than humans, they just have fewer cells in total. Humans have 3,000 times more cells than mice and live about 50 times longer. Yet the rate of cancer is basically the same in humans and in mice. Which is interesting, because fewer cells in a short life should mean a lower chance of things going wrong and a lower chance of accumulating the mutations. On the other hand, blue whales that have about 3,000 times more cells than humans barely get cancer. This is called Petos Paradox, the realization that large animals have a lot less cancer than they should. One way scientists have tried to explain this paradox is by evolution. As multicellular organisms developed 600 million years ago, animals became bigger and bigger, adding more and more cells, therefore having more chances that the cells could be corrupted. In order to survive, the animals had to develop better defenses against cancer. Thankfully, the proto-oncogenes, whose mutation causes cancer, have antagonists known as the tumor suppressor genes that prevent these mutations going out of hand, and it turns out that large animals have an increased number of them. There could be other solutions to Petos paradox, such as hypertumors, which are tumors within the cancer tumor, which kills the cancer tumor by shutting off the blood supply. In other words, there's a lot of rebellion and cancer kills cancer. Figuring out Petos paradox might open the path to new cancer therapies and new ways of preventing cancer. Curing cancer has been a huge challenge for such a long time. Even though we have made great progress in curing some types of cancer, we are finally beginning to understand about the deadliest varieties of cancer, and we will surely cure them someday, very soon.